Hello, everybody, again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with us is our martial arts friend, Kage.
Hi there.
How's it going, Kage?
Just practicing my breathing techniques.
Oh, yeah?
Need to do a lot of techniques that involve it.
You haven't had to do any self-defense or anything like that, have you?
I'm up to most challenges, but there are a few stragglers that I'm just trying to get the hang of, you know?
Well, we've got a good show planned for you today. I'm going to read off some of the comments from the channel followers because we like to get some recognition to some of the people, get some shout-outs for their contributions. Epic Adventure says, RNVA is great. He also wrote an important comment. He said, thanks for all the info. I will make millions and we'll all go on a huge vacation. You heard it first there. So, thank you very much, Epic Adventures, for watching the show. Alan Malone says, thanks for the info on NSAB. Been holding since March. Keep on holding. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about them. AVPVP, don't be surprised if RNVA is another R/S. William Morgan loves the show. Just kidding. I don't know. Maybe he was loving the stock. I have RNAV001, this Mr. Regent's dude. And then John Petrie, he likes to write in all the time. He says, final reverse merger, EGOC. He likes EGOC and Phil. He just said, final stage reverse merger. Price jumped 1,000% in 2 days. So that's all the comments for this week. Going on to the first stock, actually for today, because tomorrow we'll be back here again. Sorry we weren't here yesterday. I had a bad headache, and I wasn't going to do the show all acting all weird and everything like that and groggy, so my apologies there, Kage. So the first stock we have going into it is SNDL. SNDL, last tick was 0.6044. Going on the stock ticker, you could see on Market Watch, this guy, I've covered this one before, and this one gets the cue card bounce. If you don't know what the cue card bounce or the joke bounce is, you can go back to other shows and figure that one out. It's kind of the lingo we use on the show. We have our own lingo. But Sundial Growers has been one of the top traded stocks on Robinhood as well, at least most shorted, things like that, and it's the most popular search stock right now on Google. Did you know that there, Kage?
Interesting.
So going on to the website, well, it looks good. Considering where it's at, they've got a decent website. They're a licensed cannabis producer, so smoke if you got them, based in Alberta. They combine tried and true heartland farming with innovative horticulture techniques to grow a select range of cannabis. Their focus is consistency, a pure cannabis experience that our customers can trust and count on. Strong roots. They nurture plants by creating an environment where they can thrive. They provide water, light, and nutrients in precise amounts of helping nature along growing large and full plants that are consistent for cash crop. No, they didn't say cash crop, but that's what I said. So what do you have so far on Stockwits? That's where the real traders are hanging out. What do you have as far as what they're saying as far as on their end?
I'm mostly seeing bulls on this one. Like, for example, Tudo says SNDL. They will pump this back over 1 share buyback.
Okay, that's interesting news. You think was there any comments behind that one as far as did he is he trying to get that for a hot take or what? Is he trying to get attention? Did you see anybody follow up on that?
I don't see anything that will follow up on that one, but there was some bears that posted a picture of a plane crashing into the side of a mountain with Jack Frost.
Oh, you gotta love stocks in December and October or before an election. You know, that's always don't remember the elections, guys, all the time because it's shaky there. Midterms and presidential elections, the market is so fun. But afterwards, the party's on. It says, look, going to a plug from Motley Fool here. They have SNDL that had significant gains of 6.5, 7.8, and 4.1 respectively. Going into this here, Sundial hasn't really focused on much of its meme stock status. Management restructured this company this year using a two-prong approach. the cannabis cultivation and production segment is still operating, but now the company has an investment arm too. Sundial recently announced that it's filed for an initial public offering of the arm. Sunstream IVXX Investment Corporation management said it expects the public company to be legal, regulated business development company and continue to invest in cannabis-related enterprises. So with that, you know what that's going to do as far as over the next couple weeks and stuff. You're going to see, Kage, I would say, pump up the jam, pump it up a little more, won't you do it? You know, and you're going to see some of the Dollaruskis flow, and you probably might get to see some people get caught in the pump and dump, because this thing's going to show up on a list, you know, if it already hasn't already. I didn't look at the pump and dump list. I just saw the trends on Google. Someone asked me one time too. They were like, "Oh, how do you know this is trending?" Go to the trends in Google. You could search what people are searching for. You could see things about sudden deaths, this, that, you know, how does this person do this? You can do a lot of stuff on Google's trend search, so that's how you can find a lot of these things. What else you got on Stockwits where the real traders are at as far as stocks there?
I'm just looking at a couple of bears right here. One says, SNDL, to all the morons saying that the Safe Banking Act doesn't matter because it's a Canadian company is a total idiot. It's still an important bull to pass for the sector Canadian or not. You're saying it doesn't matter because you are trying to tell yourself not to dump your shares. Mm-hmm. Bulls are all morons.
That's not a bad take at all. What's the next bear take?
Let's see.
We cover the bulls and bears here.
Something about the worst CEO.
Ooh, this is interesting.
SNDL should be delisted. Worst CEO.
Ooh. I did notice a little sentiment in the Facebook group that people were pissed off about the company and everything like that. Do you think some of that is from the Q card bounce? They bought in on the top and then they've been holding because they maybe bought into some of the hype because they read it on a promotion list. That's possible. And if you did that, that's okay. It's okay on this show. You're welcome here to take your L. I've taken my L several times. I've told you several stories about how I bought Neurovax for change, and then I shorted it, made a couple $200, and then guess what happened? Look where it's at now, and then you could see what where I'm at, what I did. I screwed up, but I'm taking my L. It's good to take your L and admit it on the show if you made some bucks, but I was a loser, you know. Anyway, so what else you got for comments that are relevant to this stock as far as trade, as far as bulls, like as far as traders there?
I have a bull here that's got an interesting comment. It says, SNDL, warning, if you see with your eyes, please connect your info into your brain. Target price, January $1 to $1.50. February $1.50 to $5. No RS and no fear of NASDAQ compliance. Sundial has performed well in third quarter than Bloomberg is projected the entire year.
Bloomberg, man. Talk about, yeah, that's like saying CNN or that's your alphabet news there, but yeah, Bloomberg. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like he's trying to carry the cooler for these people.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to read it, but you got to also dissect the tea leaves and what they're trying to say. It's almost like trying to say about Kramer and his bull crap. I just had to think of his name because I'm trying to forget him because of the stupid stuff and tyrannical stuff he says all the time. So yeah, so we're gonna move on. Anything else you got as far as now? I noticed when you had a comment from one of the bears. He mentioned the CEO. What does he have to back that up? Okay, guys, so I got an interesting comment on there that I found. Kage was this guy just said on here. He said, "I heard on the stock channel that this might go down tomorrow." And then there's 2 likes on there, but they say maybe it could go down. Safe Banking Act was dropped from the defense bill, and says no chances the relief. So that's one of the takes there that someone was asking if they heard it on a channel. You could hear things on lots of channels though, you know, and sometimes the guys on the channel, they're not like us. They carry the cooler for the stock. See, One of the stocks I hold that I talk about is NSAV, but if they do something bad, I'm going to call it out because I'm not going to hold it from the listeners or anything like that. I'm a straight shooter. I call it as I see it. Do you got anything to add more on this at all?
No, I don't really have anything else to add.
Okay, one thing I did see that you missed on there was that SNDL, one of the traders there said SNDL is trending on Stockwits, has been trending on Stockwits for the last 24 hours. So that's huge right there. So not only are you getting it trending on Google, but you're getting it trending on Stockwits, which is a concern because that guy on that stock channel said it's possibility that this could go down tomorrow. Well, yeah, if it's trending all over the place and you got in at some point, the problem is that when these guys go to dump and you bought in on the high, if you didn't paper trade this or you didn't short it in time or do what you got to do, if you're a long holder, you're going to take a loss. So and that's common. So that's where the noobs have to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying on the info. We want to cover a lot of this stuff just so we don't miss anything that the traders out there we could help as far as any information that we're seeing on our end. Because these Stockwits traders, they're heavy hitters and they know what they're talking about. They're experienced, and yeah, we got to cover their info because they got good DD. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so nothing else to add on this. I thought that the Alphabet News would have more, but it looks like Motley Fool is the only one. These cannabis stocks, they're a little risky, but they're safe compared to some of the stuff going on because you didn't see the productivity numbers on some of the pages today that came out on the news, did you? U.S. productivity in many industries. I'm sure, hopefully, it doesn't affect the market too bad this coming week. But U.S. productivity in a lot of the big industries is like way down, and that's due to shortages of employment, things like that. So we'll see how that significantly changes things on there as well. So we're out on this one. We're going to the next. These two are also, watch yourselves on these. They could be showing up on lists. They are top trending ones. And so when you see that, you're going to see the pump and dump lists pop up as well out there. You know what I'm saying there, Kage? Okay, so we're going to move on and go to the next. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is SWN, Southwest Energy Company. Last tick was $5.07. This is an interesting one in itself right now. It is at the $5 point. To me, with natural gas right now, it's still at a decent price point. As you can see the chart, the year to date, this is a healthy swinging chart. The trick is on these is to get them in the summer, obviously, when the usage isn't high. Back in the day, this used to be a little cheaper because there's a little place in the United States called Pennsylvania. It's the Saudi Arabia of natural gas, and they shut all that down, meaning now we're going to have to pay through the rear end for your natural gas prices to heat your house. So that's one of the things that is not tight. So you hear stories as well of people freaking out in certain areas, and they're stockpiling wood, Kage. But the interesting thing about this stock is that, as you could see in the patterns of this, you have several dips and dives. Those dips and dives, especially last year, were based on some of the cold snaps. As the temperatures get colder and people obviously are using heat, this stock is going to rise. If you guys want to go to, I've discussed this many times on the show with these natural gas companies. Go to the history of UGAS and DGAS and look how people swung them. They bought them in the winter. They bought them in certain periods of time before winter or during winter. This one is simply too cheap. It is a United States company, and it'd be interesting to see how things play out, especially with the Russian thing that's happening with Ukraine and things like that, as far as the Nord Stream 2 pipeline and Germany and everything like that, because looks like Congress and the outhouse, or whatever you want to call them, the in-house, they're telling Germany as well to shut the pipeline down if Putin invades. I don't think we should be playing games with Putin at all. That's just my opinion, dude. It's a bad situation all around. So, what do you got to say about natural gas so far, Kage?
Well, natural gas is a commodity that we'll all still need to use in order to heat our homes, for sure, for the foreseeable future until we get geothermal under control and use that to heat our homes instead. But until then, we're still stuck with natural gas.
Yeah, and for this particular company, it looks like Southwest Energy, a holding company which engaged in exploration, development, production of natural gas, oil, natural gas liquids. It operates through exploration and production marketing segments. Their operations are in northeastern Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and southwest Pennsylvania. And you know that's where your Senator Manchin, he's not happy with some of the restrictions that they try to put in on West Virginia and stuff like that, and especially these areas have been impacted by some of the cutbacks on that, which is it's a national security issue right now. I know we all want to go green, everything like that and stuff, but it's got to be done over time. It can't just be done overnight. Otherwise, you put yourself in a national security threat, and it could make Texas look like a freaking picnic. What happened if we're short on natural gas? You'll be having people. That's why you're seeing more people build chimneys and things like that, and you're seeing a lot of wood burning things. I'm seeing it on social media all the time where people are loading up on wood. So that's just one of the things I'm seeing here. So this company is headquartered in Spring, Texas. It was founded July 2nd, 1929. So I've heard several stories over the years. If you talk to the old timers, they got in on these gas companies. I know a woman that lives by me. Her husband, he's not God bless his soul, he passed away, but he was invested in one of the gas companies here, and he got in on the cheap, and she's taken care of. She's living good. He took care of her before he passed. So these gas companies are great. And you just got to watch which ones, because we cover some, and some of the traders, which we're going to tell you about on Stockwitz, have completely said that some of these are just not what they like or whatever. So going into who they are and what they are, the website looks decent. It better look decent. It's 5 and change. For more than 90 years, Southwestern Energy has thrived because of deep commitment to providing energy that powers the world. The success continues to be dependent on dedication. Currently, they're the largest natural gas and natural gas liquids producer in the United States. That right there, my friend Kagi, is huge. What do you got as far as from the real traders on Stockwitz? What are they saying?
Mike Trader 2014 says, SWN, man, this is really tempting to short. Someone talk me out of it, please. Happy face.
So if you are in the shorting business and you like to short stock, I suggest go search Ricky Gutierrez's video of UGAS and DGAS on natural gas. He will teach you those patterns on his videos. They're archived in there. Go look those up and go check those out. Those are interesting if you're interested in doing that kind of thing with natural gas. So SWN is a growing independent energy company engaged in production and development of natural gas, natural liquids. They're in crude oil as well, Kage, with the nation's most prolific shale gas basins. That's what they have out west. And you can see the oil trucks going back and forth, and that's another good way to get that, as well as getting it out of there. They're explorers and producers. Every day, their people work to discover and innovate fuel for the future. Their markets and they market and transport their products all throughout, and the expertise of commercial support, market intelligence. Yada yada here. Their gas team provides commercial and asset management services to E&P operations. What else do you got from the real traders there?
I'm mostly saying bulls. There are a few bears here and there. Which one do you want me to cover first?
Cover the bears first. Let's see what the bears got to say.
Bears. Okay. Let me pull one up for you. Ticker on this says AI Advisor made a bearish call on SWN, netting in at 5.13% gain over 1 day. And it's got a little graph here that has the rise and fall, and it's got like a little triangle trying to summarize it.
My only concern about his take is Yes, as far as now, because it's the most talked about, everybody's going to jump on it, and it's gonna jump and pump. Okay, but when it goes down again, because you'll see another handle where it goes down again. But that all depends if something breaks out in with a war or anything like that, or a cold spell snaps. We have there's a cold spell coming across the country right now. It's headed west, or it's headed east. If when you start seeing the temperatures plunge, this thing could go higher, But right now, because it's being talked about, you're going to get a lot of people getting in there, and Skilo Friday's coming up on Friday again, where they go and dump, So you got to watch out for that. What other bear comment do you got?
Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me pull up another one real quick.
So I have on here that SWN grew as a small gas utility in northwest Arkansas to a leading natural gas liquid producer in the Appalachian Basin. Their awards and recognition, looks like they got a bunch of awards here while you're looking up that until you have your comment there. Mm-hmm. In 2019, they had the Bayou Land Conservancy Chairman Award. And you're also dealing with a company that was founded almost a century ago. That's the other thing you got going on for you. 2018, they were the Boys and Girls Country Friend Children's Award, Northern Tier Industry Education Vehicle Career Day Supporter. So they've got several awards going back. This company's got a long history, so it's not like one of those ones. What other comments you got there?
I'm seeing mostly bulls for this stuff. There's not a lot of bears on this.
Okay.
But this one says, for bear, SWN, I expect this to start heading down again in the next day or two, based on recent charting action. But he might just be... He could be over analytical,
or he could be trying to get people to sell on the cheap seats. Maybe all the guys that are on there, you can't trust all of them. Some are plants in there. I'm not saying that he's. I mean, he could be very well right, but it's a guessing game. You have a cold spell coming up. Obviously, it should possibly go down just for the fact that it's the most talked. It's the second most talked about stock on Google currently. If you searched. Right now. So that's the thing, is that your people will come and get their gains, and then they're going to bounce out. Going into the news, what we have a 4-hour ago plug from Business Wire. Business Wire says Southwest Energy announces early results, cash tender offers increasing a maximum tender amount. It looks like it says today they announced early results previously of a cash tender offer to purchase for cash up to $250 $1 million there, aggregate amount for the maximum tender amount. Let's see. Stop. So Kage, you have an interesting take on Stockwitz there. This guy posted this, which it makes a little sense. What did he say here on this?
Yeah, the comments by NTXD. He says, SWN, in case any of you are new here, this is the part where you sell this garbage can. Then you wait till it goes under $5 and you buy it again with all of your might. Now I'm going to go buy a boat as promised.
It's not that far of a reach. I mean, these are swing trade stocks. So I mean, this guy knows what he's talking about. What his comment that he has, because with natural gas, that you could do that. I mean, that's how your buddy Ricky Gutierrez on there bought his McLaren. So that's just watch what you're doing, and if you make a good bunch of money, remember me and donate some money to me and Kage that we told you about this one. This guy has not cool writes SWN. There's no manipulation. We were waiting. Never disappoints. It seems like everybody here is pretty happy as far as that. It hasn't been disappointing, because if you play your cards right, now your cards would have been different if you would have got in. Say let's go back 6 months. If you were to go back in August, no one's buying natural gas for August, so hardly. So if you would have got in then, you would have been at a different price point at the 412. So like you said, booze and boats times for him. He's in the warm country now, having a party somewhere, sipping on 7 at 7. You know what I'm saying there, Kage?
Yeah, making 20% as
Yeah.
well.
Your natural gas and things like that, you buy on the cheap, and then you sell once the season comes. So that's your lesson. And if you, like I said, if you want to know more about these ones, the penny ones, you want to, it is what it is with those ones. But these kind of ones that are over $1, go to Ricky Gutierrez's videos, watch the UGAS and DGAS, like I told you, those lessons. One of those companies doesn't exist anymore. It was a reverse split and everything like that, but they're easily flippable. So going on to the next stock, we're going to go, and then we are out of here.
Okay.
Okay, guys, the next stock we have is WISH. WISH, last tick was $3.77. Kage, going to on Market Watch here, if you look at the graph, it has the cue card bounce of hope, change, and everything else. I believe I heard that one time, and then just dive off, dump in June, and then December it's off. Going into what would you say they do here? ContextLogic, that's the company. They engage in operation of online marketplace that includes Greek Mama, Home, Cutie, and Joyful Shopping. The company was founded in June 2010 and is headquartered in San Francisco, California, right in a place where, if you haven't heard of Wish, well, you wish you probably heard of them, wouldn't you say there, Kage?
I guess so.
So going on the website, well, it looks decent because it's over $1, and this is another stock that I'm sure they're suffering possibly from shortages and things like that. We'll find out from the real traders, and we'll also find out from the alphabets. But going on to the website, because we want to see like what would you say also they do and things like that. They sell a huge variety of affordable products and consumers all over the world. They're revolutionizing the way consumers provide personalized, entertaining experience and accessible to all through mobile devices. If you haven't been on Wish, you could go check it out. They have a lot of. I've heard from some people they have a lot of cheap products that you can get that people sell on there, things like that. Kind of like eBay, but not like eBay, So they have 90 million monthly users. That's great. 500K plus merchants registered. 150 million items for sale, and 1.7 million products sold per day. So you do have the revenue here. I think what's lacking probably is just the shortages are killing a lot of companies. I mean, they just don't have enough people. It is what it is. So what do you got on Stockwitz? That's where the real traders are hanging out. What are they saying? I'm sure this is going to be interesting.
I'm seeing mostly bulls on this one. Like, for example, this one, Wish. Pack of wolves come out regularly this month with pissing on Wish when they cry doom and gloom. That is when they buy. So do not sell, buy instead. That way you will end up on the same side of the river as the pack.
Yeah, I think this stock right now is simply too cheap to where it's at, and nobody paid me. I didn't get paid anything from Wish. I'm just giving you my take. Not a hot take or nothing like that. It is cheap for where it's at for what you're getting. The key is do not buy on when it's high. I didn't try to make that rhyme, but do not buy when it's one of the top promoted things. I have to say this over and over again because I don't want any of you to get taken. I'm trying to protect you and things like that. You want to get in when you feel you're comfortable, and as far as Friday's coming along, there's going to be shorters that are going to sell. But if this comes at a decent price point, I mean, it's already at a decent price point already. But you're probably, if you're going to get in right now, you're probably going to lose a little bit unless you're shorty and watching it and you want to watch your phone all day. And that's your game and you want to sit behind a computer. A lot of people, make a lot of money in 5 or 10 minutes, and then they also lose a lot of money in 5 or 10 minutes. So, but don't lose any money that those people can lose. There's other people that can't lose. So, what else you got there?
Let's see. Wish needs to start selling these, and it's got a clip. I don't think
that's a pass. It looks like I got Kage. Don't look at the. They're not going to sell girls on there, man. You can't put that on there, man.
I'm not.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to cut. It's like it says there, their mission is to bring affordable, entertaining mobile shop experience to billions of consumers around the world. Founded in San Francisco in 2010, Wish is now active in 100 plus countries around the world. So it's just not a U.S. company; it's all around the world, guys. So and you can go on there and search the products. There's sunglasses, there's cameras, there's tops, there's shoes. You name it, it's on there. And the interesting thing about them being in San Francisco is they're right by that port. I think some of your issue is too, and if you could take advantage of this cheap part, you have a port backup, and so that's they're slow. I mean, how long did it take us, Kage, to get our basketballs that we were selling?
At least a few months.
Yeah, try like 6 months. I think we were telling the users we were going to give away one, and we finally got it in November. So that's the thing is, some of this is suffering because of these port shortages and the employment shortage. There's a lot of jobs, but there's a lot of circumstances as far as what's happening and things like that. And we're not going to go into that because people have their deal of what their choices are and things like that. And we're just here to talk about the company. But there's a shortage. That's all we're going to say. Wish provides discovery-based shopping experience that mirrors how consumers have shopped from brick-and-mortar stores. Through the increased interaction with technology, gets to know users, and curates products that feed through personalized to them. The merchants are continually expanding their product selection and provide more diversified products. You can meet the salespeople, things like that. They have their mobile apps. Let's go to the alphabets and find out what they're saying. What do you have with the real traders? What are they saying on StockWhat's there, Kage?
I think a lot of them like this stock. I think they like to see a little bit of competition for Amazon platform.
Yeah, we need a lot of competition. They've got too much going on there. So, what's some of the comments as far as like what are they saying?
Like Wish, all these new accounts are the same bare losers we all blocked. They don't have anybody to talk to, so they make new accounts. Crying face with a clown face.
Okay. I have on Investors Place, it says Wish stock. What investors are saying about popular meme play? Now they're calling this a meme play. It says there's no specific news about ContextLogic that would explain the Wish stock. The company also isn't seeing heavy trading on its shares. Only about 10 million have traded as far as writing this, compared to the daily average for 34 million shares. Also, don't forget, Wish is a penny stock prone to pump and dumps. You think? Come on. I mean, yeah. Let's. What else? What do you got from the real traders? Because that's only. Oh, you got 5 red flags from the Fool. Do you want me to read you from the Fool?
Sure.
Okay, so if you find those comments, Motley Fool says the parent company e-commerce platform Wish went public at $24 a share nearly a year ago, and then the share slumped to $3.15. Wish stock tumbled as its growth and active buyers deaccelerated. However, certain contrarian investors might still see some value in the battered stock in less than its trailing sales. They also point out that Wish has been narrowed to its losses rolling in the near future, like the shoppable videos, buy now, pay later option. That doesn't sound like a good option. But to attract new merchant shoppers, the stock's short interest is also high. There might attract buyout bids. So there's your caution there, guys, as far as from the Motley Fool. There are some good takes in this article. Logistics quality control issues. Wish platform enable merchants, whom are located in China, to ship their products overseas to hundreds of countries. Now, some of these also, Kage, which a lot of these products are coming from there. And as we know, as what we've seen from other people online, there's a lot of copyright violations. And so I'm thinking that there's some sellers that are selling their deals there, and they're counterfeit. And it just says, Wish's heavy dependence on Chinese merchants frequently expose its buyers to counterfeit, low quality, and dangerous products. So, and that's not going to go over well for your bottom line. So that's the thing, is they've got to find a spot where they've got to crack down on that, as far as the counterfeit products. So, and one thing, maybe China's got to do that there. They got to go in some of these companies go to The Hague and stuff like that. But we all know what happens with that is that they're above the law and they're never going to do anything about it, you know. So it also says it's ongoing the loss of active shoppers. So active shoppers aren't shopping. The buyers have plunged 32% over to 46 million. Like many e-commerce companies, Wish faces tough comparisons to pandemic's temporary boost for online purchases. So it was just banned from France. France banned it, so that's the number 3 there. They're saying that French regulators ordered the country's app stores and search engines to remove Wish following a long-year investigation. They claim that many of the toys, electronics, and jewelry were dangerous. So there's that. The next negative that Motley Fool writes is the CEO founder is leaving. He's peace out. He said he would step down in February, but remain the company's board. So it wouldn't be a red flag. Redesign Wish was all firing after all when Jeff Bezos left Amazon. So, Bezos left. Amazon's doing fine, but we'll see how they do later. Insiders are scrambling for the exits. Apparently, it's a clear value trap. So there's your take on that. So watch yourself on that. What are the traders are saying about anything of those articles on Motley Fool?
One of them says, Wish, come on guys, slap the ass and pump this back to 5. Bullish.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's, if they're going for the pump and dump, yes, but as far as if they're going to keep, because a lot of people have said this before, like I said, there's rip-off stuff that's on there as far as counterfeit, and I think that's their brand. If they could figure out how to do that, but the trick is on some of I don't understand why they just can't get permissions like Amazon does and get the real companies, because Amazon verifies those companies and they get those things made and they ship back from China, but they're the legit companies that make the stuff. So are there some private sellers that mess around? Yeah, absolutely. But they could fix the brand and clean house on some of the stuff that they have, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think this stock sounds good on paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just needs a little bit tweaking in the real world with their clients and their business model.
Because like on Walmart and eBay, when they make sure if you're selling something that's shady or something like that, they're gonna go out and call you on it, and Walmart won't even let you list it unless you put the UPC, and they'll tell if it's a fake UPC and things like that, as far as if you got screwed on counterfeits or anything like that. So same obviously with Amazon with their you screw around with Amazon, it's the A to Z money back guarantee, and maybe that's what they need to do on Wish. I don't know if they have that or not. I haven't checked into it, but with the Amazon A to Z, a lot of people do return pallets, and you'll see people selling returned items. For instance, I had a friend that was doing pallet return sales. He sold a tent that had sand in it because the people went out and used it, and then there was nothing wrong with the tent, but they went out and used it, and then they went and sent it back after they used it, and they dishonestly did that, and then he got it, and he went and cleaned it out and sold it. He had to clean the sand out of it and basically sold it for like 10 or 15 bucks. To somebody locally. So that's the thing, is that maybe they need to do A to Z. I don't know. There's pros and cons to the A to Z. I don't know what to tell you, but it protects the buyer, because the buyer's got to be protected from counterfeit stuff. So that's my 2 cents on that, coming to you as far as the knowledge on that. Have a little knowledge in online sales as well, from history of friends doing online sales. Do you got anything to add on this one as far as any more takes with people?
If you hit the heart, you can save the item to a wish list. Super cool way of organizing like folders. Don't see this even on Amazon.
Maybe, right? So we are out. Do you have anything to add there, Kage, for today's show? It was a decent one, good to cover. I like the stocks we covered.
I think we did a good job of covering these, and yeah, I'm looking forward to next time. In the meantime, I have a dragon to hunt.
Well, yeah, you got a dragon to hunt, and I've got a show to upload. Don't make it a dog show. Make some money and make it a green one. End your day on a green point. Good night now.
Good night.